I want to talk about a design thinking toolbox. Now, for some of you, you probably have heard about the word design thinking. Now, some of you have had extensive training in design thinking. Some of you have not. And I want to make this as rudimentary as possible. Okay, so I don't want us to start thinking about a fancy product that we have created or anything fantastic like that. I want us to talk about the how might we question. I won't go into all the deep dives of some of the elements of design thinking, but this is the first toolbox that I want us to talk about today. I want us to put this in our mind, in our thinking, and I want it to be something that drives everything that we do. How might we question? Does anybody have an idea why this is a tool? The ability to ask, how might we? How might we? Does anybody have an idea why that even exists? What does it mean? Anybody want to try? Okay. Did somebody say something?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I think we ask that question when we're designing, because when designing something, you have to figure out how to go about it. You have to figure out what exactly and why you're designing something. So I think that's why that question is important.
Yes. You're absolutely right. It's a very strong question, and it has been used in enough times and tested on enough synthesis and exploration and experiments for it to now be categorized as a tool. So whereby some people will look at it as just a question, as a designer, you're looking at it as a tool in your toolbox. So over the next few months, you're going to be coached and trained and shown so many things about design and how to be more creative and how to solve problems. But what I want you all to always make sure is that you, by the end of your 3 months, your toolbox, imagine, just picture this awesome suitcase or briefcase or whatever you want to call it, and you have everything you could ever need to construct whatever you would like to build. That's the way I see the toolbox for a designer. And a lot of the times we feel that it's just the brain of a designer that the designer needs as their toolbox. Now, the designer has their brain, but also they need to also know what tool they want to combine with their mind in the creative process. And the beauty about design thinking is that, based on research, I will confirm this, the statistics, the actual numbers for you at some point and share. Design thinking is now one of the top 3 skills required for successful career from 2020 upwards, meaning that it's not just a designer skill. These, if you want to work in executive management, if you want to be in a leadership position, if you want to be one of the people that take the strategic actions and make things happen, design thinking is a process that you need to understand. It's a process that you need to implement, but not as if you are actively going to implement something somewhere, but just a way of life. Design thinking is not a special certificate that we earn. You can attend these sessions and get a Brave Achiever certificate, but it doesn't make you a design thinker. It doesn't make you somebody who everything they do, they put on that hat of how might we.